spin the wheel as such. And then, boom, crackers. All right, then we go to our hill, and now we have our subject. We have crackers. You know what the problem with crackers is? I can't stand them. I don't understand the very concept. You know, the problem is that crackers are they're just hollow bread-like objects that are made of like 50% salt, and then you add salt on top of them, and I mean, yeah, I know that's the problem. It's a problem. It's a one-person audience. It's a 1v1. I'm 1v1ing you right now, Neo. Okay. The problem is crackers are barely even bread. They're basically 50% salt, and then you put salt on top of them, and then it's ridiculous. I mean, I used to buy them all the time to soak up the soup sauce, because I could not drink warm liquids at the time. Apparently I'm kind of better at that, which is nice. But the point is, the type of cookie, don't you lie to me, boy. Don't insult the cookie with calling it a cracker. A cookie, oh my god. Calling it a cookie. It's barely even bread. It's an overpriced piece of dirt in a formation. Child between cookie and bread. Oh my god. It's like the bastard child of a cookie. And the bread was just there at the time when Cookie got drunk on the pure milk. And yeah. I mean, it has no substance behind it. It has no real calories inside of it. It is just a hollow dream of believing you're eating something, only to give yourself more salt to preserve the idea that you believe that you're eating something. You eat so much salt from it. And like I'm thinking of these classic, you know, basic crackers that you find in the square box and whatnot, by the way. Not the by the British to dip it. Exactly my point. It's pointless. Dipping a cracker in tea just to get tea flavor? What is wrong with you? That makes no sense. It's just to add salt to your tea because of, oh, it's delicate fancy. Ridiculous. So yes, it was made by someone when they accidentally left like a piece of, like a sliver of dough that slipped out from the little hand crank machine of bread making. And it's like, oh, it's like, what is this? It cooked in the sun, all right, left on the pile of, you know, salt they used to preserve everything at the era. And it's like, oh, I shall call it, wow, it cracks real easily. Oh, it's a cracker, no doubt. And it's just like, I could sell this. I could make millions off of this. Or I could make so much gold off of this. And it barely takes anything because it's basically nothing because it makes no sense. And then people bought it. Remember, when you're selling something, it's always about the advertisement. Croutons are different. Croutons usually have a thickness and substance to them. They're just puffed a little bit, but at least they have some substance. They have more containment particles than a cracker does. You can probably get 5 crackers per a crouton. Depending on the size of the crouton, of course. But the point is, exactly, the crouton's at least dried bread. Whereas the cracker is the skim of maybe some bread that was forgotten on the line, and not even the actual bread body. It was like the residue that detached because it didn't, you know, seep up together like oil and water. Like, oh geez, it's like there's no way I'm staying attached to this part. I'm going to slip right off. All right, and it's just the leftovers of the bread. I didn't want to be attached to it anymore. That's what a cracker is. It has, and then you throw, like I said, you throw salt on it. You call it elegant flavor. It's like, what? What? If you're eating a cracker, you're just eating salt. Just go get a container of salt and go eat salt. Yeah, I still have more salt than I'm throwing at the cracker right now, to be honest. My God. Single cracker, 52% of your daily salt with a cracker. Ridiculous. God. Okay. I think I'm good. Crackers. There's nothing there. There's no substance. It's why I stopped using them for my soup. It's just, I think I get more substance from draining the soup out than I do from adding the cracker to it. Oh my goodness. Multiple species of... Crackers don't come in species. You cook crackers. They don't come in species. What are you talking about? They're a substance. They're a supposed food item, and I put that very lightly, that they're a food item. Yes, the source is from the ground. You might as well eat dirt. You get more substance out of the dirt in which it came from in the first place. Wild animals captured and then dried, trust me. How dare you? What kind of critter would you capture and then dry to make into a cracker? Are they like the stick bugs from trees or something like that? They call them animals in the first place. It's just like the camouflage critters. They naturally come in squares. It's ridiculous. The cracker animal, obviously. Oh my God. You're just trying to agitate me, aren't you? You're just trying to push my heel over. You're trying to get that rebuttal on in there, aren't you? You just said it is a 1v1. Now you're rebuttaling my rebuttal, aren't you? You're trying to get in that 1v1, aren't you? Drinking my juice. This is far sweeter than this conversation. Okay. Oh, I'm not even going to dignify that fact that it's a cracker animal. Okay. You know what? Hold on. Okay. All right. So, all right. Hold on. Let's go back. Go back to the wheel. All right. Go back to the wheel. All right. And so, an animal, cracker animal. Okay. So now, with that done, crackers have been completed. I have no more arguments for crackers. I'm done with that. The cracker crouton animals. Ridiculous. So be logical. Alright, so now we now have one less item on our dig a hill wheel. Alright. So now we can spin the wheel to do our next part, figure out the next thing we want to do. All right, and of course it's bean bags. Why wouldn't it be bean bags? All right, now we got bean bags on the list. All right, hold on. Okay, I actually have something to say about this. All right, the crackers, I kind of, crackers being animals that dry out. Oh my gosh. Anyway, bean bags. This is bean bags. Yeah, I mean, bean bags, you never know what they're filled with, okay? It all depends on where you get them from. They can be filled up with all sorts of things. I've seen white fluff. I've seen strange little pebbles. I've seen, these little beans inside bean bags, which was, you would think that's where the name came from in the first place. Most assuredly, some guy named, like, Thomas in the past, like, filled a bag, like, just a cloth bag, full of beans, and he couldn't sell them because they were spoiled and oil overcooked at the same time. He basically burned a bunch of beans, basically, that he harvested from his field, and then tried to sell the overcooked beans. Like, no one was like, no, I don't want these. These are overcooked beans. It's like these are not substance for even our peasant times. I couldn't even stew this. It'd probably still be pellets. Packing peanuts. Packing peanuts actually have like a thickness of these things are so tiny. Packing peanuts have some size to them. Packing peanuts are like 1 to 2 inches thick. The beans in these bean bags are not even close to that. It's ridiculous. But I'm guessing like these bean bags were developed, like I said, got overcooked some beans, couldn't sell them. And then when he threw the bag down and sat on it, he was like, "Oh my god." And it's like, "Oh my god, this feels so comfortable." These overcooked beans inside this linen sack, which was woven by my partner in the shack, which I was stuck with because everyone else died of some disease, because this is the 1500s. Like, it's like we're technically the only survivors of our village until new people moved into the village. So it's like, oh, might as well stick together. I don't know if they're related or not. It doesn't matter. It's for our survival. So it's like, anyway, that's not important. Anyway, hold on. Let me finish my juice here. There we go. Okay. But the point is, all right. So it's like, oh my god, this feels so more comfortable. It's more comfortable than the splintered wooden chairs that people carve, or the stones we sit on, or the beds made of straw that stab you throughout the night, which are crawling with bugs that are nesting with them before the bug bed even existed. Which, by the way, the bug bed was invented. I mean, the bug bed had to be invented. You couldn't simply have a bug bed before the bed, you know? So the bug bed was created by something, you know? It was an invention, but that's a whole nother story, but that's not important right now. The point is, we're on the bean bag that was developed like in the 1500s or something, most assuredly. Once again, by a guy named Thomas that just overcooked his beans and then threw them into a linen sack. Eventually couldn't sell them, sat on them. Okay, that's where we are. Okay, yes, okay. So, and then he discovered, like, oh, this is so much more comfortable, all right? And then at first, you know, then he would purposely overcook his beans, and then he would try to sell them off on a sewn linen bag, which he made his partner in his hovel shack that was falling apart because he couldn't sell his beans because he always overcooked them. That just made no sense. By the way, it made no sense. Why would you constantly overcook? How would you overcook the beans? It's ridiculous. How would you even do that? How would you overcook beans and make them hard? It's ridiculous. No wonder you can't sell anything useful. It's because you can't even cook beans. But anyway, that's how the bean bag was made in the first place, most assuredly. Doesn't, despite whatever the wiki says, it's like, oh, I invented it in so times. Like, lies. It was invented before you could document inventions, or his invention was like taken for sure. Anyway, but the point is, all right, then he tried to, and as his partner basically sold the bag shut, he's like, are you sure these will sell? It's like, most assuredly, of course they will sell. I was like, I sat on it, felt amazing. We just need bigger linen bags and more burnt beans. And then he would just stuff the beans into the linen sack, and then I can tell it was like so full, and then it was just like the linen sack would actually start to stretch, so you get the formation as you sat on it. And then that's the first bean bag. It's like, is my argument with the bean bags, or is with the invention of the bean bags? I'm not fully sure over here. The point is, it's like these things, you never know what they're filled with. All right, and then he finally like got someone to sit on. Like, oh, this is. Wait a second. You used to see. Oh wait, these soft beds and linens. They were like primitive bean bags. Like, so that's must have been what it is. Because there's no way they can stuff those things properly with actual soft stuff. The movies are lies. These people going onto some fancy linen bed in the 1500s. No, that's not possible. Impossible. They must have been giant linen beanbag beds, which was made by Thomas. And so the beanbag was not a beanbag, but it was a bean bed. Beanbag. Bean bed. And then the nobles took it over, made some fancy guy, threw Thomas out in the mud, and then the beanbag was like, I can make this better. Why do we have to use beans in the beanbag? So obviously it's in the name, but we can't change the name. That once the name is there, we can't use names. So they started throwing these little white pellets that they would find on the side of the castle from the castle slightly decaying from the rubble. I mean, because it's aging and no one maintains anything. It's the 1500s. I mean, we'll make the things, but we won't maintain the things. Are you crazy? Anyway, so they would start throwing these little pellets in there, and then that's the new beanbag. It's like, this beanbag feels different. It's like, it's so much more rolly. It's like, yeah, because I used different kinds of beans. And so now you got, and then the idea spread, and now you got beanbags that have all sorts of things inside them. You got little white pellets, you got a little black pellets, you got a little brown pellets, you got a little gray pellets, you got a little purple pellets. I've actually seen one pop open purple pellets. Like, what is this? Is this like a chemical beanbag? It's like ridiculous. And then and then you got different shapes. You got some with sand, some with just you never know. It's like every time I see a beanbag, I want to cut it open. I want to see what the material that they used to put inside of it. All right. Like, they used to put zippers on the beanbags, but they stopped doing zippers on the beanbags for some reason. And I don't know why. Is it because people constantly opened them up and then made it so the beanbag wasn't working no more because they were so curious inside of it? Because you would unzip it and there'd be a white bag inside the beanbag that was containing all the bean-like substance that would make it a beanbag. And then it's like, oh, I still can't see the substance, so you cut up the little white thing, just like, I want to take a peek inside, and they'd be all over the place. So it's like, the zipper just didn't even technically lead to the object in the first place, and then it's, beanbags. What's inside the beanbag? There's just so many variations. It's like, that is the biggest mystery of the beanbag. I don't even care about the beanbag. All right, it's about what's inside the beanbag, because I'm being beanboozled. What if there was a beanbag full of beanboozled beans that you could actually open up and eat a beanboozle, and it would be all the different ridiculous flavors. Beanboozled beanbag. Oh my god, guys, new invention. Beanboozled bean bags with a slot for sticking your hand into to grab a beanboozled bean in which to consume from your bean bag, which eventually would deplete it. But the whole point is that you have a beanboozled bean bag in which you can boozle your beans with your friends, if you have any. And you can just it's a beanboozled bean bag. Oh my god. And then you would have a spinner, not for flavor, but how many beans you have to take out of the beanboozled bean bag that you would have to take out and consume. It'd be a spinner that has like a 1 through 6 or something like that, or 1 through 3. I'm not sure the count, but either way, the point is you'd be taking that many beans at the beanboozled bean bag, and you'd have to consume them. You still have a chart that describes what each bean could possibly be, you know, because you have to know what your potentials are, but. The point is, the beanboozled bean bag would be a bean bag full of beanboozled beans in which you would consume for the hilarity. It's comfort and comedy all at the same time. And then as you consume the beanboozled beans from the bean bag, hear me out! The bean bag would become less comfortable and it would become more awkward to eat the beanboozled beans from the bean bag. Or it would be covered in a thick, like, lining of plastic on the inside just so the beans don't get dirty from you sitting on the beanboozled bean bag. Okay. And then, yeah. Oh my god, as you eat more, the chair becomes more and more uncomfortable because there's less beans, because it feels more awkward. Then you get towards the very bottom, and then you have to struggle to get the beans out of the beanboozled bean bag. Oh my goodness. This went from an argument about problems with beanbags and what's inside them, because I don't understand, because they never make it consistent and it bugs It bugs me because my greatest curiosity is what's inside the beanbag. It's not about the beanbag itself. It's about what's inside the beanbag. It's why I've never bought a beanbag. It's because I know I'm going to cut it open and I'm going to have to see what's inside. And then after I've done that, I've ruined the beanbag because all the substance that's inside is going to come flowing out. That's why I've never bought a beanbag. Like, what's with beanbag? Okay. All right. All right. All right. Okay. I think I'm good. Bean Boozle beanbag, though. New idea, $1 million idea. You're welcome. Whoever takes that, Bean Boozle makers, whatever, you're welcome. I'll take a commission check of like 7%. And between 4 and 7% of commissions. All right. Thank you. That'd be great. Thank you. Fantastic. All right. That'd be after sales, by the way. Or pre-sales? Yeah, pre-sales. Pre-sales. Yeah, not after sales. Pre-sales. All right. 4 to 7% of pre-sales. All right. And just deliver the check directly to Grim Road of the Grim Guards of the Masonite colony of Grim. No, you tell you what. Contact me and we'll work out the details. All right. I can't give. The dimensional space is a problem for giving addresses because it tends to change from time to time. Okay, so okay. Get in contact with me after you make the Bean Boozle beanbag, and then we'll resolve the problem from there. All right. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Exactly. Flips. All right. So, beanbags have been resolved. Not only have we resolved the beanbag issue, or well, actually, we haven't resolved it because you never know what's inside the beanbag. But the point is, not only did we discuss the beanbag thing, we have invented a new beanbag combined with the Bean Boozle concept, and we've made a new thing. We've made the future. Make it happen. Someone be a captain about it. All right. So there we go. That is my hill, in which I will die upon. That beanbags is a complete mystery what's on the inside. They may say what's on the inside, but they never let you know what's really on the inside. I stand this hill upon this day to say beanbags are boozling you what's inside them. Yes. There we go. Yes. All right. Fight me on this. Dare you. Wait a minute.